Right. Enti yan comments ya. Krobia Sante Kotoko ina say to abibio. The otikrewi ne bra ngma so santimera. Ne chafa ene de obetimi a wo ye de ma Ghana kuro ya yetimi. Abere ne abere nyina wo ye sa free. Efi apoma hankron de okronkron a wo ba ye 1999 ye wura ba ye. Amanyofo obeto wonom na wo ba ye obedi asante ade na wo ba ye wono wo nyina no. Wasoso omun kakra sa besi enna me no wo kasa yi. Na nipa bia yo madwen se wono empese wo behunu. Nanui World Bank eba na so eba Manhyia. Wono wo madilia for so long. Nem se we nkwa na camera koto so ene nipa ni bi edin samfun. Before that no yentie yewura din komo bi wa ase won yentie osanten ne krobia na ase tu abibio yentie asem bi okan ne ento aso
1999 empire sure 2000 Rawlings near to baby sure also ne Kuffour nkasa me anam frɛ wo mu mie no tra dem sure also ne nhia kra sure me frɛ ye tra dem kasa ya ansa wo frɛ no kra na ko castle akɔhwɛ sure ansa ne ye handle over sure he wie me san ne no tra February 16th sure chance from no watch ko bimpe no me nsa ne fa no papa adhemache me hwet e be ya asomdwe beba sure ti Kuffour bae bibia wo se na na frɛ Rawlings the kasa say sure ne course wa the free onso di wie ne de sure president Mills bae sure and also kasa wo ko di office wo ko ye we yes yempre Professor Mills bo mama ne me frɛ no sure so many etra dem kan ni nyina wie sure
right eti osantehene ne chefa ene di otimi ye ene wo kan ne me di bi kakra ba be kan ho wo na di ntia World Bank for one more deal to the sense say since day one assembly aye dia ye fresh santehene etu dia political party was it doesn't matter irrespective of the political party they court to resort to asantehene to intervene say yen tokwasem die besi wo boko konkoman tokwa ya na krom die pepa amanyosemu osantehene onya Ghana mu free say onim say ye bone manane say no for tabra ba ne no for so ne manyina ache say the Diane worker no Ghana beto asanteman Ghana no e beto asanteman di ye kan mamu a santehene onim oman bu onim na oman chekere e che politician bia now enano na World Bank for e ba ye na wo mo boss santehene for project bia o mpese wo ye na say na nipa bebre nim say when it comes to negotiation say asembia yire tawe na ye po wo hini bia wo kuta tumi na wo man aman ahodo disuo na broni fra ne ken no a wo mo nim say Ghana ebi wo ho nti bibia bedu dindindi bia wo Africa no na wo ma frɛ wo ma resort to osantehene a wo the Asante Kingdom no President Rawlings Kuffour Mills Mahama Akuffo Addo Mahama again now before me de nsem bi asie beto asoma yeni kan hwɛ saa ade World Bank for do Manhyia and na kakra atwa mu ye hwɛ ade wa
so introduce the team and the one to do that for us is the director of the World Bank team Nana Chami
Highness Otumfour, Excellencies, it's a great honor to be here today. Thank you so much for receiving us from the World Bank in Accra and in Washington, D.C. I would like to introduce our team to you, if you will allow. Our leader is Usman Diagana. He's the Regional Vice President for West and Central Africa in the World Bank Group, located in Washington, D.C. My colleague, Dhruva Sahai, is the program leader for our infrastructure program based in Accra. My colleague, Michelle Keen, is the operations manager, also based in Accra. My colleague, Madhu Raghunath, is the practice manager for the urban practice, and she also covers many countries in West Africa. And my colleague, Kua Timpabi, is also our transport sector specialist and leader of the project here. So thank you very much, Akuffo.
Otumfour Tells Emraso said Opanina Udi Romianim Ebay Ibiti also in Massive. Your sentence.
Right. Enti the woman say World Bank buy a project on person omo ye Osantehene ne chefa woman ne afi ne ono so boa obetumi aboa na wono wo mudi nko no wo chechire mu a it wo chechire mu no wo kire say we di project bebre no di amama Ghana animo bebre no wo ye say okra ne yekoti school feeding program World Bank support ye yenkania sub energy crisis ni nyina say Osantehene na ye say ade ni nyina wo chechire ene wo negotiate di ma Ghana wonyi Ghana mfiri ni bibia wo yim wo ye ni nyina a nipa bebre no ye nyawe amampani ni politicians in there wo yawe but as usual they won't tell their followers it's not they would omunye because politician who say Osantehene aboa no kwa no obeka ebia na anhwa na wo money yet too powerful but at the end of the day so omu ba beko ahomgie mu dia no ma ba beka sa asem no e de akire now where you see edun ketia ho wo de tie see edun ketia ho tie asem no akafa former okafa Osantehene wo tie ase
I am aware that since the inception of this Fourth Republic, there is no president who has not benefited from the advice of Otumfour. I'm aware that President Jerry John Rawlings benefited from the advice of Otumfour. I'm aware that President Kuffour benefited immensely from the advice of Otumfour. And I'm equally aware that President Mills and President Mahama both benefited immensely from the advice of Otumfour. Okay. And I'm aware that Otumfour has given series of advice to the sitting president and Akuffo. Whether he accepts them or rejects them is his own business.
Okay. Right. Enti that was a sedun ketia. And wo ka kire wi ase say ne no kra ne say onim pefe say onu betimi din say sinibo aka say president bia ne won benefit from Otumfour but do the party politics no politics or do they know this omunim no maye de ebrebe ne ya no mo kasa ansem we abusia ebrebe ne ya no mo kasa ansem we yenko aso we ye papa J ansana Rawlings ibe benya ne ba bia kono ti asem okafa Osantehene no
I'm a Santifor. I'm a Ghana for. I'm a Yemianum Gabon for. To have gone as far as you did, the sleepless nights and all the time you spent assisting our government.
Pajo, TNU, where your Rawlings was say, just say, said yes, Osantehene assisted government in Ghana. We are sana machiro di intia IMF for no World Bank for the no mobile. Why? This is former president. Or di Ghana so TNA young queen.
I think I should also use the occasion to say a big thank you on behalf of our people, and especially the Gabon people, for the effort the president has also put in. He's brought about peace to the Ghana.
Right. That was former president what one and one said. Na what chere Osantehene a dia santimai a de ye de bois a manyofoa wo Ghana. Anoting. Now, yenko we your friend John Dramani Mahama. Mahama ebedi ade no ono aka say eturu babia na senka Osantehene amwa no a kana mamu no anko yi yentie Mahama so asem a wokan na wi a yato aso yentie no I had the reason show
The new administration So, the budget, we didn't take one single city, from 2016, almost for the first time in our history, we did zero central bank financing of the budget. We didn't take one single city, from the central bank, and then we handed over, to the new administration. So, as for Otumfour, I could say so many things about him. Of course, you've talked of thank you very much for the honor that you've done the king. I'm sure God will continue to bless you and fulfill you. I wish you well.
Right. And so that was also President Kuffour, but Nanka also happy. I see you put out your Otumfour. Okay, well, yeah, before I send a Kuffour to Bebam, Mahama, I'm making it clear. Said 2016, a Otumfour and a Puano. Otumfour and a Sunmu. Now, all Casano, or some key point was Yantua Sofia. Now, Yenti or Kawas.
After you finish meeting, it's okay, and then they give you another day to meet about a month away. It was critical to get this program locked in as quickly as possible. So one day, one of my frustrations, I was in Kumasi and I went to see him, and he asked me how things were going, and then I explained to him what was going on, and then I remembered that, he had quite some good friends in high places, so I just said, can you intervene in this thing? I know Jim will facilitate from it. Can you, get him to speed up these negotiations for a program for us? And he readily accepted. And because of that request, he got ready. He called Jim Wilson. He took a flight. He flew, met him. They went together to Washington. And Jim Wilson took him to, at that time, the IMF director was Madame Lagarde. Yeah. And they went and saw her. And after the meeting, in a short space of time, things changed. And then suddenly, we had the extended credit facility, the ECF. That is the program that turned the economy around,
Right. And was said that was the program at 10 economy no emana ono no nya na sundwe di bu ne man. Eye hwan ya was say asante hene okoka kire no quickly no hurem. Pato tie ni yepa o. Enyo no nkwa Kuffour kura so mampani Kuffour one also the same thing.
Administration. So, the budget, we didn't take one single city, from 2016, almost for the first time in our history, the honor that we've done the king. I'm sure God will continue to bless you and fulfill you. I wish you well.
Right. And so that was also President Kuffour, but Nanka also happy. I see you put out your Otumfour.
In the last meeting, like I say, Akuffo last meeting, when your message say, hey, we're picking us where we know. I think they're more World Bank, the IMF for what? Yeah, we are somewhere above. But hey, when you're mending, and you might hear them, you come inside, and you say, you have to choose Casimir. Nanaso Bakwame Kobakam. Nadia Yamasubel. Now, as a sort of date, the Najami, one in Neko. There will be a sequence and no young Najami. Timothy, maybe Jimmy Kwamben, the first one. Coco or Castle could be open and Najami. Hey, nothing. Come to make 12 to 4 near the Sanana. There's all this room and ones are some of so. What chance and a media money say. So the be of the first woman, welcome president, welcome the woman, as I share the Abra could do the entry of money say, with the channel, catching the Jabin. Send another Jabin or free office. As someone said, they must see a profile. That's a view, then one also soon with the Fupa. One telling I can be quite good Americans on it. Open to Africa. The free office is an offer. I quite a pot of master. Let me know. Oh, I need a viva telephone call. Nana, Otumfour. Wapana, Sammy, and I am a kind of Sammy on that. Offense and Mr. No. And 24 in my offense. I'm casting natural, Mr. Offense. I'm para, and you say, all right. I don't need a different epic. If you would, I'm saying, I did Yamane is a woman. Indeed, media was Otumfour. Yamin, number.
Right. So that was okay. Enti said the mampeni that Akuffo so waka ono so ni encounter na say dear or sante hini timi ya de man and ono so waka no. Afei wo no a wo say wo tan asante fo no wo no wo se wo ye hwan wo no ofie no wabusuafo no krom hini wa ye dai ono so ye de ade iti de tie ne say so one relax ya ohun na ofa asante fo ho tan a ube podi ama okokromoti ebeti konkoniwa ebe pramoja wo tie de yaka no. Now we share the landscape of Asante region. The Asante region Asante Maimua resources a free woman at the carbon no are terrible. Now because of say a bia near bia sabe ebia na Asante hini empe so obeyentia na senka ye yetimi tu ye na nafo ohun nye na yetu no fontia na we mean na make masem eniema free Asante mamu kono ese ye develop Asante mam pachoti emi pa yentie yewura no wo church nsem yentie ane nto aso
that effect. I believe that your visit will still continue for us to share ideas and find innovative ways of resolving our problems economically, development, social interventions, and everything. I am aware that when I came last time in 2019, I discussed the generation problems, energy generation problems, where we were talking about we're paying in excess of 500, 600 million at that time for energy that we had not used. And I engaged the president then to find a solution to that in terms of how could we avoid that, because it was eating into our budget. And now I'm told it's about 1.5 million that we are paying for that. And therefore, at that time I asked your president to give me a grant to cover that. Whilst we did it, we got a technical assistance. A tripartite company, the IFC generation company in Ghana, for us to see how best we can get a technical support to be able to plan to export the excess energy to Burkina Faso, Mali, and others, Togo and others, the excess one that we have installed, because I think we have 5,000 something installed, and then we are using only 3,000 something. So that's one issue that I'll get back to you again on that, because I need for us to discuss those things again. You've done that with the school feeding, which I appreciate. I remember when I talked to them about, they had withdrawn the 180 million at that time, and I said I should take it before I go back to Ghana, so I got it. And then budgetary support also was withdrawn at that time. You had allocated 500 million for budgetary support, but you said because of the economic situation, the energy situation, you withdraw, that was withdrawn. So these are all issues that I want us to revisit, and by that I will talk to you later on quietly for us to look at it. There are other issues that I'll discuss with you privately for us to know the way forward. That is in the generality of Ghana. I want us to look at it again to see the way we can move on and all that. And coming to the local one, Kumasi is a vibrant city, population-wise, everything-wise, the commercial hub of Ghana. And so looking at the project that you're suggesting, rapid transport section, I have interest in that, yes. I know JICA started with a feasibility some time ago, and then it's developed to the World Bank here where we can then put it in fruition. It's been on the drawing board for some time, 2015 and all that. The bureaucracy is something that I don't like at all, you see. And therefore, we have to push it now. The population has increased very much. We have all these transport vehicles, different ones, all moving, fighting for space. And that doesn't help with the economic development of the city at all, because everybody is clamoring going to the center. The buses are, the trotro, all these things are there. And if you calculate in terms of how many How many hours are they cost to do business?
Sure.
In terms of diesel, petrol, and all those things, you find that it's costing the economy so much that it's something that we may have to look at. And then the employment that it creates also.
Sure.
In relation to having a rapid transportation. The 28-kilometer one from Addo down to a Buakwa section, for example, if we could have that rapid transport and the movement of goods, passengers and everything.
Sure.
Then the ease with which we can do business together. It's something that we may have to look at seriously. I don't know what is the country director can tell. I don't know what has delayed this, but the project office, we should own it. It should be here.
Okay. Eti ahana osantehene ka say project no omo be project no esese wo mutena Kumasi no mu free Kumasi. In fact, they have to live in Ashanti region. Baby a project no. Asem ni nyina ni o. Because still oh your project di amaye ya. Yebe huna project director no otenkran. Se bibi kura na beba agenda afre ne yese wo free nkran na eba na flight ye to agya no. Ti asa osantehene sabi ni nyansa semo wo kanu anipa bi efi say wo mo no ye I mean senema ka say nyansa ni kasa nye nipa nyina na ti ase so because ye project no akwai say ahafofo Ministry of Agriculture na the head office esinkran. Does it make sense? Ministry of Agriculture the head office esi Accra. Does it make sense at all? Emra, baby a ye mfuo no, wo homom na ese ministry ni wo, eben wo mo. Na, ye the ministry na kosi Accra. No obi a hye tenkran. Na ahafofo no a, bono ne ahafofo no a, wo mo ye mfuo kase no. Omo pe minister ne kura wo mo nya no. So it doesn't make sense. And this is the time. Yena na asset record no say eniema kitenkete bebre wase yifri ho Mines and Minerals Commission ne sinkran enkran yetu gold wo ho batotiem yo Accra yentu gold wo ho Ghana nyina ope baby yetu gold kase a wo bo ase ho na se ka ministry ni si Ministry of Mines and Natural Resources SSC the area baby say bo ase na esinkran no be a suit to home. Wow. Minister Cocoa Board, Minister of Cocoa Board away, whatever, Cocoa Commission, Cocoa Board or whatever, Nessi Accra, near you minister anyway, and Kuffour no crying. It doesn't make sense. As I say, you a be was anti-mem, and baby I took Cocoa, so yes, I your office war, subsidiary war. And this is what we want. If truly some Mahama say, Okuta 2/3 of Parliament, and they want to do constitutional reform. And you will be saying, no, some reforming. No. Why must a whole cocoa commission, cocoa, whatever is in crying? Accra cocoa be all. And crying, do you have cocoa in Accra? Tell me. It is a Obayo Santahini project. Ni Krum. No catcher say. This is the bureaucracy. I don't know. But this time around, project director must live in Kumasi, and at least, in fact, he must come from us so that obeti yakasana say we yahuna na epai. Ni tini friends we sabi tikasi we are draining or something. PR. And this is the time we am semtroni na was antimem. Momayens yensuyan safofro kasa de yesi yedmadie no. Yen use platform no to challenge the systems. Media houses no do not be a sycophants to the politician. It doesn't matter party in power. And this time around, we are Santinia Boabo ye. If you say lot of resources any sick and near free Santimamu piano, we are going to resist professional way. And we will never allow politicians say they will take us for ride. Yana number brain say diplomacy. I mean age. Any munyam some gentleman as no. Yana number brain they can't do with the person yet. But they are not the future. We are the future in the Ashanti region. Because, for example, Sawusha Niema Ekosuo, Adanse, Ebuase, Manso, and Anoting. Shesika Pupu Duo Sika Chichi Dia Yefree Sam Potemu. Now, Kosha a coin or monam so. And you mo come ha, and yet day. Uduani Chile Goso, Mem, Kenya's number 1, number 2, Tepa. I have for Hidium, and yet day. And yet, and this is the time that we are going to support Osantehene. Say, every ministry, Omunyan Faswo free hono, some ministry no, as I say, Womuya constitutional reform, as I say, Mosisano Namudini in our bus antimem. Ghana no, Babia no such as antimem. As antimine, and a such a Babia or Ghana ho. And near my free as antimem, or by any Babia no Munya Sanfas be free. A yasani and anonymous here. Enna Kwame Nkrumah therefore ye. Enu omo be ye 1. Na ye de Akuffo sika koko sika e de koye legon si nkran. Ye wie ye no obi no pese o kire odane abakwasem ka kire se onim kwankra fa so ye legon. Kwame Nkrumah sua politics nti enu o se wo se magye wo nsama de ye nkoto ba bi di se akuafo ho ne yemfa represent akuafo no a ye kwagye wo sika efiri Santehene ho no. Wo ye politician ye tenase. Nananumwe, this time, politics and Obia Sunyabi. Obia ba kosko akoye political science o. Obia ba read political science. And this first no. Obi ba ko pebi na kosko no ye krachi ni no okunko na beti no. And then no Obia sunya de ni bi. Dia wo kan me masua ni different level. And Obia ba kosko. It is sad move no mo ye first no. Enya dwuma this time. Nananum tie ye. Yenim se babi omu gyina no womu ye mpanimfo enye ne nyina no betimi aka ne se de ye ka no but ye ka asem omu ntie nya sa ombe ye yabre ye nananum ye enchirima bebre na odwadwantwie bia kwase mpani bia no sabia mu etimi tina no de si Santehene wo se ene won develop Kumasi ni nyina ye de ya bureaucracy o Santehene ka wo asem no odwadwantwie bi a wono baby o free kura no wone mo ne num nsuo a woni mpanimfo to ye hwan wo ntimi nka santimem obie ni wone abo num nsuo santimem na wode na no enam politics nti no wode na no asi Kumasi so na niema efira santimem ene yesi pampim ye mane nkwa enka mba ye dai ebere na du asemo Santehene kan me ye interested to the sense say me say it doesn't make sense say Minister of Agriculture ebesi nkran nkran no mo ye ho productivity by in the free agriculture mu ba won nkran and so asantemem and ye wo a lot of farmers e wo asantemem. Minister of Mines and Natural Resources nkran natural resources by na won nkran ho wo mu fa de ho eti minister na pede won nkran ye be kunu ye be ye free ho tie me we will relocate all the ministries to baby as say ye de ko na nipa no etimi ehunu no no ma ye adwuma so that development as be come area ho ye be ye free ho ye betima e we nyina just Asantefo no ye one esi ye united ne ye fight ma ye be ko ma afoforo na aka no fisa Asante akoma nipa dodo e wo man no amamre ni amane be ya akono e de ama wo nkrani wo mfantini wo akuapim ni wo kwawuni no e ya Asantefo na amamre ni amane ya akono nananom ntimi nyi Santefo mfirim enyi yeboni ayeda enti yenim Asante nim se yedi bibu mu kan ya ko de ama oman no ukọ Western region hwe Japade afiri hoko na petroleum ministry ni yasini nkran na petroleum ministry sin nkran enkran yetu petrol enkran yetu petrol enkran ho enti today Osantehene ni World Bank for no or lobby ama Ghana for so long no waka kire wo mo say this time around project bi ameye ni Kumasi no me amani behwem na nipa no must come from us as so one ye nete director o technician you will be and what kind was say one moment university for they can do it.
Project shouldn't be running from Accra when you have a project in Kumasi. The project unit should be here, and the project coordinator must also be resident here.
Sure.
So that at least the stakeholders, the district assemblies, that would be able to coordinate with them to know how it goes. So these are issues that I want us to look at properly to bring it to fruition. Because if we don't do that, I've always said that it takes time for the World Bank to take a decision. Bureaucracy, going to the desk of this one, approving and all that. But this one, we know the reason why we need that.
Sure.
Why can't we implement it? 2025 is about 10 years we've been talking about this. If we had done it earlier, it would have helped with the economy, it would have helped with employment. We have the available human resources. All these young ones are all university graduates and others here.
Sure.
We have the K University producing all these students and all those things. So,
or something or can watch him say school for na mo pebia me wo bebregu ha wo. Say school for na mo pebia ye wo bebregu ha. So the entity nipa bia you don't be project no mo teten kran and a director kon kran and a director to this and a director of one ten kran. The time has come for us to change the narrative. If you say when you talk about Ashanti region, it serves a lot in this country called Ghana. When you talk about Ashanti region, a lot of resources coming from this region. Maybe I do no yana nanom form Nancy form. Krobia fa Nancy form. Memi gidi said ye wo krom bia na se yehwe ne ye ye kro ni. Sana memi hunu no, minim dia wo so hunu comment section ma menti o. Eniema e wo kro bia mu no, ese ye develop kro bia mu. If you say entwa suo ntra Kumasi nkodu nkran no na sika ni bia yira. Enu nti na wo man ni sika ni enwunu gu nkrofo bi botom. Ye wia enam say wo kwa ahemfia ye mfa nsapan nkonti no odasani bi bet fi say oh nana so agene de nana nyehwe amamra ni amane mu ye nkwa ahemfia mfa ye nsapan nkwa no ano no etu di bibi koma wa hena enkyere se wa bribe no mpacho muntie ne ye pa okwa ahemfia na odi bibi koma wa hena enkyere se wa bribe no but politicians in their own strategic way wo brand ahemfo no say ye no mu nyina na chedie tie de meka no unu ohini bia ncha hweni ai comfort da me say odisheba stop odisheba stop please stop what say guns always equipe northerners we have nothing but we don't think and read history don't start I ye ba behwe mo kan why I comfort mensro why I unsa pani se obi esu osu na niwa se ye ya santema wi a ye ba behwe omo maka no ai se asante ampani nsemu no ye de yenuanu bebre kan ye hunte na asante wo ba bia binite wo anwa kotoko ai ye wo yenuanu boko ai for dagoma for mo so ai santi ye benemu ese ye hwe fie yie ese se ye de asantema mu resources no e ya asantema yie na asantema be ye kra behwe afei ye betimi am obia bia ba brabetena asantema ne be ye adwuma ai se de kane ye nananom ye ya na obia timba asantema mu no sa na yese ye sa na yese ye now what does it make sense say yeti koko wa hafo any western na koko ministry one na sinkran omo pede o edientia yeah the type your administrative system no say yadwene ho enu to asante hini bia kikitu awe no enipa bi tro na ya asante hini mpese mahama ebe ye bibia won kran mahama de wo ye dai this is the project one word person yade chichiri Kumasi a big project I see a lift Kumasi the heart of Asante mine it had na e ho mpanifo na kwotena nkran na wo mo tin krase sai near trust na politicians see are dominating nananom way. And na ye no ye mu schools awo ye obi to school no obi awo ye nim say kan no ho broni school no na ye fi say ya de papa bi enti de omo ye ne say obi ba akukọ school awo no obe dane crache ni oti wono no de ne crache no etimi intimidate others nananom way ye ba bi eti obi atimi ko school na school ko no online o school no ye ko no online enne obi kuta degree PhD a enwuna me PhD ne kura no it cannot scare me because the MBA me dem adwene be ye no PhD no enye no na betimi ahwe aye bibia ma me etimi sramo nana no emo obi mfa ne PhD bi ni doctor bi scare wo ye nim se nanam bi wo a wo mo gige sa ne ma ne di but the young people of today we are not scared of credentials or you're scared of that obi a nua ko school and the school ye ko internet so kura wo ye ko online. The one year brain now we no we say we can do it online. Obia between the back school just any panempe. Tiana nanu ye besra mo. Ye nim say mo my school for no kwan mo di omo portfolio ni hunahuna mo. Oh where do we catch ni o? Where do we catch ni o? Etwam a thing of the past. Now it's about the capabilities and the mindset and the Kuffour kuta competent to do something. And now we catch 70 years. Edi akrache ebre na ekono etwam obi a odi nani 2 certificates bi an wo a big mistake one out of 1,000 just one step na the aka no more and no politician no o ma hide behind certificates and whatever to milk the country o mu ye corrupt o mu say o man no because I am fully be free say when we are so special because oba ko school am my class me in call Oxford me in call Harvard encourage check the results on grounds ubons encourage their results will justify the means. Time is coming eti yana na asem a work kan ya odi ato World Bank anim for project we asem a asantini bia tie ni ye. See a lay ambush in our support ye. And we will lay the ambush in our professional way. Say, yen tana say, Emma woman fa boase for nsan sha boase bio. Wo ya boase ni atie me. Emra hu enipa na yemra. So when something happen, then we make a law to suit that end. Se bibia nsia, colonial law no will still be there. Bibi nesi and ya yamra foforo. And the people make law. The law does not make us. It's a difference, no? People make laws. Laws does not make people. That's why we have a referendum and you have constitutional amendments. It is obia yamra bi na situ na ekotiawa. We must stand against that law and change it. Don't take say, and no say, Omo training penny be to the sense say, oh, Ghana Constitution is bigger than everybody. One catch crata away, actually some, what Tanasina beam, Yansen anymore. Ye to train, say Yansen ya some way, a bit says Gracia. Yansa Ben was Gratium. Would you want to ask what course can also Constitution? Yansa Ben, what as Gracianum, and so a Constitution be. And yet, Yansa Ben, secondly, indemnity clause. I shall constitution why you can prosecute president. Why? Why a boni adena also see bejelu? So officer will trim fita in term from my father usru. I didn't know what henny dear. O so I know your bonia, ye tuna dear so. No politician you feel kunya sound to be found in court. I didn't hear. And you have been a year to suit in interest. Sani Panko who call Rawlings woko. Woo. So why must you today, as a young people, still support this nonsense? Why? So the point in this enipa na yemra etu wote boase na wotena se ne wotena se study the landscape ni wo hwa emra tenti ya to gold wo boase gold face no ma to gold wa na se dia mo hu boase ne dia we will stop it for them to develop boase and take the rest away. Broni on hwe wo ba krom na wagimi a on obe yusu sa wo hu se wani ate a wo no betena se me ka no kra na akere wo must China must study Chinese. Abrafunu who say Chinese for Jimmy. After Chinese want to tell kakranka position position after America ni hu na Chinese ni asori agina o product na boss agina na hwe o product nim wo de company boss agina o company en hwe na wo ye hey o product o kura na yempe after America for so okay mu yen let us sit down again yen negotiation ni bio sana bro ni tie eti wo no go office na si bu ase ho no ono onim say be se wagimi a ho obeye ofomfram o tu no de course o de plane o de ko but wo hu se wani abra obeye negotiation ni foforo na negotiation no ebeye say wo na obekire de yenyama wo kasamre oboase ye a beautiful place for us to see a nice place oboase ye too good na me wi ase oboase good ashasa ase o ma didi asase no abesi ne ensan ye awraho sembeni ni nyina ne se ye de ani to politicians no se wo ye nyansafo saa ye de ani to no so dodo ene wo se sa ye japade no de ko no de akogu nkran ene wo kwa no ebe free Kumasi nu nkran no ma chadi no bia afa de obefa the frame of this year ba eti osantehene akasa ho na wachirim say project bia ebe yin sisi ne de enipa no ebe yadwuma nyina must come from within eso mo free sentiment free Kumasi no mo tewo ne yetimi no madi nkomo yi project no a woka ho asem no wo kwa street ne so ekoye yenhwe enkomo ekọ so ebra World Bank ekọ market ne coach stations no ekohwe ye no.
The Bus Rapid Transit Project under the Kumasi Urban Mobility and Accessibility Project is supported by the World Bank to improve the reliability and efficiency of public transportation in Kumasi. The project also aims to reduce traffic congestion and reliance on private vehicles. Vice President of the World Bank for West and Central Africa, Otumfour See, and his team inspected areas earmarked for the project. During a courtesy call on the Manhyia Palace, the Asantehene Otumfour See II called for immediate measures for the project's implementation.
And if you calculate in terms of how many hours are they cost to do business,
Sure.
in terms of diesel, petrol, and all those things, you find that it's costing the economy so much that it's something that we may have to look at. And then the employment that it creates also,
Sure.
in relation to having a rapid transportation. The 28-kilometer one from Ejuso down to Obuakwa section, for example, if we could have that rapid transport and the movement of goods, passengers and everything,
Sure.
and then the ease with which we can do business together, it's something that we may have to look at seriously. I don't know what is the country director can tell. I don't know what has delayed this, but the project office, we should own it. It should be here. The project shouldn't be running from Accra when you have a project in Kumasi. The project unit should be here, and the project coordinator must also be resident here.
Sure.
So that at least the stakeholders, the district assemblies, will be able to coordinate with them to know how it goes. So these are issues that I want us to look at properly to bring it to fruition.
The project includes the construction of a BRT system which will have dedicated lanes for buses and modern bus terminals for the Ejuso, Oforikrom and Sofolaye Buakwa stretches, among other areas. Otumfour says immediate steps will be taken to have the project in place.
In the context of Ghana, the role of Kumasi is unique as a city of business, and also it's a geographical position, and therefore it's one of the cities in Africa that has the biggest market. This means also that there are unique opportunities. We cannot, of course, get a full advantage of this opportunity, and at the same time to harness the potential associated with urbanization if we don't work also on how we can modernize the transportation system. This is the rationale behind a program like BRT.
The World Bank Vice President highlighted the benefit of the project to the Ashanti region. For Joy News.
Okay, so that was a project directors and coordinator from the World Bank. Now, project in Nana say, Omobeye ya kwanya any bus system, BRT system, so bit me a link Kumasi together because Kumasi is a strategic area. country bi anka samre ya build here because a lenke no ho Kumasi lenke no ho around and a major city for business. I serve a lot of people. Until as of today, it's a senka yet me about this Kumasi circular no, but as usual politics at the linear. Until was something I had obey you go so project no na itruwa. We all have some things to do and a lot of new friends antimemono yam for your watching. Oh yes, Santina for watching. Right. I had the reason so. But you like a video, mommy. Nah. Yeah, share mommy. We said the sound, please. But you sound better. How can one say me? Isaac upon. But you one time can. Don't me sound not to kwana. Hello. Don't sound not to call. Okay, check. No check it sound on me already. I say go check your phone be in free. I say why? Right. Eti young trust our video in. In America, a whole class say, womo editri akoka omo curriculum and aso omo language that they chade ho. Young share nua we teach any America ti asem bi oka no ase.
Usobo the US. Shade. Last now topic now can was an person evident picture. Me apply for a new school. Now do home say language ben international language or fluent. I'll be some of these international students of all class. You have options on them are Arabic, Farsi, French, German, other Pashto or whatever they call it. Spanish. Look at the last one, Cree. Our organization will say Cree as an international language, which most of the Ghanaian students almost everybody can speak, read, and write. But yet, Ghana or yet tribalism say, yeah, he, options for the amount. Cree. One fa a fence, sorry, a Hausa armor, Lord Bar, she, or you remove, by yet, or you who so fast.
Right. Eti one say yenua yasewa walking in America. Say no, womo kratimi aditwi language to womo kasa say yebetimi abo womo citizen ni bibiri betitwi. I mean, interesting. And I wote Ghana say oh dear wo na wo wajiburu ni kasa aginem. And ya koka na o konto kwa on na wudi atem won de slavery ayo sesa wadwene why sesa wadwene now you can fight asante you untimi you can fight asante entie bi oni ento aso
Usobo the US shade last now topic now can was an person evident picture. Me apply for a new school now do home say language ben international language or fluent. I'll be some of these international students of all class. You have options on them are Arabic, Farsi, French, German, other Pashto or whatever they call it. Spanish. Look at the last one, Cree. Our organization will say Cree as an international language, which most of the Ghanaian students almost everybody can speak, read, and write. But yet, Ghana or yet tribalism say, yeah, he, options for the amount. Cree. One fa a fence, sorry, a Hausa armor, Lord Bar, she, or you remove, by yet, or you who so fast.
Right. Sasami Bernard Muna Edna no to asem we mu be on. Na one would propose a parliament. Bernard Muna say or asem be catch Ghana for yenti no.
Why we are not progressing as a country is that Akuffo obi kasa and yedi ejuma.
Akuffo obi kasa
and yedi ejuma. Inti yesunya kasa no ansa na yakosunya ne yepese yemfa kasa no enye. So answer and obey economics, and you have to go and study English before you come and learn economics. Answer and obey engineering, you have to go and learn English and now come and learn economics. But other countries across, say share the level of development between them and their language. Now, it said there is a connection, close spirituality between your language and your level of development.
Okasami Puntu,
Yes. Japan, I saw Monka Brofo. Are they developed?
Very.
China, so Monka Brofo. Are they developed? France, so Monka Brofo. Are they developed? Germany. Belgium, go to India, go across the globe, Nashe, say Kasa and development, they match. Yen no okoskua, no mo say, Kasa na yede awo, Kasa na ya wodiano, say, oh, can waskua, ne ya maucha say you are speaking vernacular. Inti most people are omowa adwin kese, omontimi nsua brofo nti. Yeyi omu efi adusuamu. So we say that look, there will be 3 languages. One, they say Twi Akan will be national language.
Under the watch of PNC.
Under the watch of PNC and Bernard Mona, Akan Twi. National language. Baby will be as a over in crime. Now Ga, which is the mother tongue, the language of origin, will become an additional course. Now Hausa, Ofa Hausa now if you travel the whole of West Africa and you can speak and get somebody to speak to. So in order to see the integration, you use Hausa. English, French will be optional. Wa open na wakosuya. Meka sanse mi se oko agbogboloshi, oko abosu kan any all the places. The big businesses are who traders. Now how many of them can speak good English?
Right. Enti Bernard Mona and on so chirim say oman no yakasa yete no ese boa ne en boa ye so on so chirim say yakasa no so beboa. He say yeka kuro bia tumpo bia no a wono age obi kasa gina mbawe but ye ba bia ye call in slavery na ye call mu no e na ama ye was activity America na wo ka wo no wani abre no e ho no kura twi no wo mo so ho because omo ne say twi ni ye kasa udu ba bibere nipa bibere te sa kasa na se nti eye de na wo kuro mu de Spanky check your phone why your phone no Spanky check your phone why nti Bernard Mona so me gidi say e duru mre bi na e duru parliament a wono so be support sa de no so ko in America kura no wo mo kura no twi no ho onim say uduru Ghana ni padodo kasa omo kan ye twi ti ade na sisi no wo te Ghana na waje ginam na ke kabrofo sa obi chese obi wa eye no fese wo kabrofo na ni age se wo kabrofo so na ni age sa wo kabrofo na oni krom kasa kro ntimi nka enye kura eya kan krom kasa mo ni nje se wutimi te krom kasa danse wo te brofo brofo ti e obi kasa nye krom kasa no mon discourage mo ho say untimi ko bi kasa na untimi kan wo krom kasa. Discourage yourself for that. Brofo ne de nya sua wi fa so botom uduru baabi ne nipa bi na awe na omo ya no waka ne bibi wa ya na mambisa na nipa na te de waka na se but tra so betwe na wura wo so ko chemu eno na santefo na ye ne nipa bi nti ase no brofo ne ya te kura ye mekho ho bi ya meka bia brofo na wo kan ye te ase ba ye mekeka bi ye wo kan ye be kan ye kasa bi so a kire wo hwe nanu yi akoya na like sa akoya ye friend soja ni ya Obama President Mahama we hwe na ni video bi da hase na oye ono kura ni President Mahama asi anu a wono wote brofo sa soja ni din de Ibrahim Tuare ote hwe wo de hwe video we na menkyere wade hwe boy no obi ka to so wonte brofo a wodi agro but ono President Mahama asi anu ye no mo ye boda ayikura wono so age atum se won ka brofo no because onim se kasa ye control tactics wo de ti o kan President Mahama kasa no o te de o kan nyina but o mo bi translate ama no Ghana for no wo de ti ha.
You can also see how popular Mr. President is in Ghana when he was introduced at the Black Star Square. He got the biggest applause. Thank you, my brother.
Ote so oka say thank you very much. Ote kasa no but on say ne obi gina cha wo translate the man no. It shows of power, it shows of integrity, it shows who you are. Ono hu no so no obeka English age atum abonten de ko obeka French. Ote o du nkran ya. Na me de akra o de ohun. O de urade. No mo ke kabrofo won kran ho sa udu akra ho a ke kabrofo sa so hwi ni ho no mo ke kabrofo won kran ho sa o akra ei o mu wia no o mo de o mani brebe so asantefo so na asantefo de ba bi o mo bia no mo katwi na ke yanka utiri so no pampa so ho ke yanka utiri so no pampa so mo to wo ma mo de brofo dominate mo o wia be gina na o mo ke he ba bi e do no mo sesa madwene o mo sesa madwene na sanse ni ma ho no boja mo nyai to arrest brofo rough udie so me won interview bi so si come brofo no but on come hu da otiase obi story officer of the Russia president on te brofo Russia or te brofo se bi no Vladimir Putin o kazo on te brofo but o ka obi kasa too much wo control do na wo to na wo no o kwaje broni kasa gine nkofo ya die so saa